Hello everybody, my name is Jeremy and welcome to my channel. A lot of you have been asking over the past several months for Jacob and I to talk about some of the new Morning Musume singles. The last set of 3 was absolutely atrocious, so we pretended like it never happened. And they came out with some not terribly recently, but recently enough that we haven't talked about them. So I decided that I was just going to talk about them myself. Jacob doesn't have too many thoughts on them, he likes them, and that's all he's really got to say. So I'm going to be talking about Sukatto My Heart and Oh My Wish. I will not be talking about the third one, just I wasn't into it. So here are my thoughts on both of those singles. Starting with Sukatto My Heart. There's some immediate nostalgic feelings that kind of harken back to really old Morning Musume with this single, but at the same time there are a lot of echoes of what's popular and trendy in current pop music, which is nice to hear because the problem with Morning Musume that has existed over the years is that everything sounds a little dated. It sounds like it belongs in an older era and doesn't really mesh with the current music, and that kind of started changing around 1, 2, 3 and has continued to grow and kind of blend with the times, but they've always kind of had this feel that was separate from old Morning Musume, where this song feels reminiscent of that while bringing in new, so it's a really great way to blend the two concepts together. The sound to me has a very recognizable feel to it. It almost reminds me of Uptown Funk, and I don't blame the people who wrote this song at all because that is what's popular right now. That style, that kind of genre of music is really in. I think the rhythm is catchy, the tune is really fun, and just in general I think this is definitely a 5-star song. All the girls sound really fresh, the vocals sound like they were mixed really well. The music video, which was absolutely my favorite part, was a really cool throwback to The Piece, which had similar sailor mixed with disco elements. Maybe a part of what I was reminiscing about was that it seemed so much like The Piece. Overall 5 stars. Now moving on to Oh My Wish. First things first, someone in the up-ups finally got things right by picking Do and Zuki to be main vocalists. That was the very first thing that I noticed, was that the two of them were the center vocalists. I've always been Zuki's #1 fan here in America, I will say. I have loved her since the beginning, and I have really just been rooting for her to get more and more lines. Kudo, on the other hand, was someone who kind of surprised me. I started to like her voice somewhere around Futsu no Shoujo A because I was like, ooh, this girl has a lot of talent, but it's not being utilized properly. And I listened to bits from the Gradiation concert, and I think that Kudo sounded quite possibly the best out of everybody. So to have her as a lead vocalist I think was a very smart move because it just suited this song so well. Everything sounds really crisp vocally, which is something that I was really happy with Sukatto My Heart, so I'm glad that that element kind of was carried into Oh My Wish, where everything is mixed just perfectly. Something about this track was a little reminiscent to me of Cute's Love Is More Innovative song. Jacob thinks I'm crazy for associating the two together, but something about it just feels similar to me. I just really enjoyed this song and how modern it sounded. My only real complaint, and it's a very minor complaint, is the spoken segment. I've never really been a huge fan of those in any kind of Morning Musume song, unless it has some kind of comedy element. So like in The Piece, I think it's really fun, and The Piece is so non sequitur anyways. The spoken segment in As For One Day, and in, what is the one where Ogawa's at the beginning? Oh, Hajimete no Rock Concert. I just don't really care for those either. Just spoken in general outside of Joshi Kashimashi Monogatari are just not things that I get into. So that was my only real complaint. Take it as you will. Because of that, I think it's like 4.5 stars because that spoken segment just really pulls me out of the mood. But Zuki and Do, A+. Yeah, so those are my thoughts and feelings on these Morning Musume singles. I know they're coming out with some new ones. It's an all-English one from what I am understanding of the newest one they're doing, and from the preview, I'm just like, meh. So that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think about both of these singles, and about the third single. Like I said, I just really didn't care for it, so I just didn't want to talk about it. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time. Bye!